Welcome to another quick episode of Cook, Climb, Repeat. We're doing a kind of San Francisco inspired dish. It's got an Italian cooking method, but with Asian ingredients, and that's butter and oyster sauce noodles. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. Let's get started. To start, just get a pot of water boiling for your noodles. Got that going over there. Basically, as soon as those are done, we're within a minute or two of being finished off. Hey, Amanda. Hello. Man, it's so hot in here. Oh yeah, you know it. We just gotta prep a few aromatics here. Start off, got a few cloves of garlic. We're just gonna give those a thin slice. So the end point of this dish is a little savory. Well, definitely very savory, and then we're gonna have a little bit of saltiness from our soy sauce. We're gonna balance the dish out with a little bit of rice wine vinegar and sesame oil. Let's go ahead and give that a little bit more chop. Just not a fine dice, but a rough dice, basically. We got the thyme, so that's good to go. Something that's totally optional to put in this dish. I want a little heat. We're gonna do a bit of we got a Fresno chili here. We're just gonna thinly slice those. And all our aromatics, our green onion, our garlic, and our Fresno chili are all gonna go in at the same time. So that's that. And then we've got a couple leftover green parts of the onion. We're gonna use all of that. The upper part's gonna be cut to be our garnish. Down here, this is gonna be cooked in. We don't really want to garnish with the whites of green onions. They're a lot harsher. You can kind of overpower bites of your dishes. Unless you're going for a really oniony dish, in which case, feel free, experiment with it. Try garnishing with it, see if you notice a difference. I do. But, part of your flavor preference. Experiment in the kitchen. There's no rules that you need to follow at all. Alright, so those are all good to go. So now we've got our aromatics ready. Something that's also optional that I'm going to throw in this dish is got just a little bit of frozen shrimp left over. We're going to throw that in. I want some meat. So let's go ahead and get that going. Got a skillet here. We're going to turn that to medium heat-ish. We can adjust that as we need to. Into that's going to go, to start, a tablespoon of butter. This is going to be the base that we're going to saute off of. So we're gonna get that going. Get our shrimp out here. And make it easy for yourself on dishes. This is gonna be our sauce bowl. Our shrimp are gonna be taken out and put back in, maybe. We'll see how the timing works out, so that can go in there. This is gonna be our noodle bowl. Once those go in, we're gonna eat out of that. So both of our bowls that we use for our ingredients, they get a double use. So anyways, we got our shrimp ready here. While we're waiting for that butter to melt, we might as well go ahead and cut our garnish. Slice that on a bias for texture and presentation. Like so. There we go. Man, isn't that a lot of prep work? Already done. Let's go ahead and make our sauce. Oyster sauce wise, we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons-ish. Looks about right. The rest, just a little dash of sesame oil. Again, this stuff, the main flavor profile, oyster sauce and butter, this just balances it out a little bit. Kind of optional, but it will make it a little better. Touch of rice wine vinegar, brighten it up. A little bit of extra flavor with the MSG. And then half tablespoon of soy sauce. Just like so. Grab a spoon and give that a little mixy poo. Ooh, making a mess. There you go. Done. Sauce over. We got our water boiling here, so we're going to drop our noodles along with our aromatics. So drop your noodles in. We'll give that a stir in just a second. We'll season our water, why not? A little season there. Stir that in just a moment. Let's go in with our aromatics. I want that heat a little bit lower, just a touch, so medium, medium-low. Alright, there we go. Give that a toss. Let that start to fry off a little bit. If your heat's a little high, the butter will start to brown. We don't really want that too much, so we're just gonna add a touch of olive oil. That'll help our butter from burning. Here we go. Let's give our noodles a stir. And these are egg noodles. You can kind of use any noodles you want. Spaghetti's fine. You could use rice noodles. Texture would be a little untraditional, but that's fine. A little more effort too. Today, yeah, we're just using egg noodles. Yeah, so California, especially San Francisco, is a really interesting mixing pot of cuisines and cultures. And you know, obviously this is more Asian ingredients, both on the aromatic side and our, and our sauce. But what we're gonna do is fry up our aromatics, cook up our shrimp, add the noodles in, and just like we would with something like pasta aglio e olio, we're gonna throw a little bit of the water in there and kind of get a bit of a creamy emulsified sauce. So combining techniques and blending cultures to get quite the tasty little lunch. Those are going nicely. That's already getting close to starting to brown, so we're almost ready to add our shrimp. We're gonna go ahead and add in another, there's my knife, another tablespoon of butter. Get that all melted up. Once that's melted up and you're starting to get a little browning on your garlic and on your green onions, ready to go in with our shrimp. And like I said, this is optional. You could also use chicken, leftover meat, whatever. If you want to do veggie, just leave this part out. Give that a toss through. There we go. We're going to bump the heat up just a little bit because that shrimp is going to cool that pan down being frozen. So now we're at a medium plus heat. These noodles don't take long to cook, so let's just check them, make sure we're not overcooking them. Nice. They're al dente, so those are done. We're gonna reserve just a little bit, quarter cup of our water. It's okay if a little noodles in there. That'll help us with our sauce. We're gonna strain our noodles. That's not gonna hold it all. We'll use the lid. There you go, a little water left over is totally fine. And for the shrimp, we just want them cooked. So give them a little flip. They are defrosting. If you have fresh shrimp, obviously it's better. I don't. So we're going with what we got. That's the great thing about cooking, and especially Asian cooking in general. You know, it's pretty free form. You don't like spice, don't add the chilies. You want this to be more oniony or garlicky, add more of it. you know, really shape the dish to what you want. There's no rules. Maybe that's the theme of this dish. No rules. Do whatever the hell you want. It'll all be okay. So now we're just waiting for that shrimp to go off. And you know, there was some water in the shrimp because it was frozen, and that's actually going to go ahead and create a bit of a sauce. We probably won't need much of the water from the noodles to help with that. I cook a lot of stuff like this, y'all. You know, quick, easy, but still tastes really good. You don't have to get a quick takeout. This is just as fast, very little effort. Cleanup's gonna be a breeze. We've got one pan, rinse out your noodle pot, and wipe off your cutting board. The other 2 bowls are what you eat out of anyways, so. If you're in a rush, in a pinch, this is a great dish. So those shrimp are gonna keep cooking once we have the noodles in, so we're gonna call that good for now and toss our noodles in. And we haven't added any salt or pepper yet. We're gonna check for seasoning at the end, adjust as needed. That's good. Grab a spatula. Give that a nice mix through. Make sure those noodles have grabbed up anything yet. Any of the flavors that are already in the pan. And we're gonna go in with our sauce. There we go. Sauce is delicious. We're just gonna give that a nice mix through. If it's starting to burn at all or stick, just move it off to the side and off the heat for a second. Everything's fully cooked at this point, so we're just incorporating our sauce here. All right, pretty much it. We're gonna season with a little bit extra salt. And some fresh cracked pepper. Give that a mix up. And we are good to go, y'all. Quick, easy, and it's delicious. All right, let's grab one of these sauce bowls of ours. Gotta make the girlfriend her bowl first. Make sure to get some of those shrimp and chilies in there. There we go. For that, just garnish with some green onion. And if you'd like it, we'll do a touch extra sesame oil on top. Here we go. And that is delicious. Savory, a little bit salty. The butter adds a wonderful richness. Green onion and the chili cuts through it. Got a really nice spice to it. And that kind of seafoody essence from the shrimp. There you have it. Butter, oyster sauce noodles with chilies and shrimp. Fantastic, quick, simple. Hope you can whip this up on for dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever you want. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps a ton. I incredibly appreciate it. And until next time, go make this food for your friends, because that's what cooking is all about. Love your friends. We'll see you next time. Later.